Welcome everybody to the last game of the evening for us. It's going to be Join Dota League Season number 4, the European Division 1 HEHE United versus Lions in a 2-game series. It's going to be game number 2 as well here. We're of course HeflaTV, I am Coacher, and I'm once again joined by Mike Lores, man. Do you think HEHE has what it takes to just come back in game 2?
If they play that exact same lineup against Lions, then nope, they're not going to win. What they have to do, I think, is just play it a lot more aggressively. Draft the same thing, minus the Medusa, plus someone else who play aggressively, and they should be fine. Because Lions, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen them go for anything outside of the slow and steady form protect one, get his farm. If he punish that, and they certainly can, then the good draft can win them the game.
Oh, it's definitely true, just going a little bit more aggressive. I guess they tried to go for the same last time around, going for aggressive tri-lane, but Medusa, not the best tri-lane hero. If they had gone for a Viper instead, maybe could have been worth it. At the moment though, Viper already banned out as well. But Lions, Tidehunter, Earthshaker. Was it Lions? I think they had both the same heroes last time as well, right?
Yeah, it was the same exact opening, and I don't think, did he first pick the Ogre too? I don't think that was first, but
I think it was like Lions first picked Tidehunter and he went for Ogre and Jakiro.
Yeah. So do that again. Let's see this exact same draft up until the Medusa pick, and then that's where we have the change. Because, I mean, the Ogre was pretty decently effective from HEHE. I mean, given the circumstances. And, well, Lions, I was very impressed by Blant's Earthshaker. The fissures early on were fantastic. And then later on, the Ravages, they connected onto pretty much everybody. So, I mean, Lions are just going to go again for what works.
I mean, why break something why fix something that isn't broken? But he going for something different at least, going for a Skyriff Mage, definitely a potent combination with the Ogre Magi. The Ancient Seal can also be excellent against Tidehunter, if you can somehow make it so that you don't have AoE damage randomly damaging the Tidehunter so that the Kraken Shell won't debuff the Ancient Seal. And all in all, I mean, Skyriff Mage is such a solid support really. Last time around they maybe did lack a little bit of just power to finish people. For example, Anti-Mage, once he got that heart, almost nothing was a threat to him all of a sudden, just because even with like 4 heroes focusing on him, they just lack the damage.
Yeah, so now they're going to have a ton of magic damage, but magic damage is only good sometimes, especially up against an anti-mage. Sometimes it will just not be enough. So Scarth Mage Ogre, definitely a hero opening that could very easily punish Lions if they go for a little bit more of a greedy team comp. And, well, it's going to ultimately end up on what carry, I think, or what quote-unquote position 1 hero they pick. Because even if their supports are super aggressive, they can't actually break the base and really stick it to the enemy carry, then it's going to be pretty irrelevant what they pick up right now. They need a good early game, I think, and Scarth Mage Ogre, it really doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, probably not. Do you think something like a Faceless Void might be just a possibility for HEHE now? Ogre, Faceless Void, decent enough even for the late game. Just Chronospheres, Mystic Flare combination as well, and just something along those lines maybe?
They probably would like to take that, although I don't think Lions... I'm pretty sure Lions are going to ban that Void out right now against Scarth Mage. I don't know. It's a possibility for HEHE, and I think it would be a pretty successful pick for them. Although it is just going to be the Venomancer Jakiro going to be banned out once again. Lions now going to slam the Razor, and they're looking to go for pretty much the exact same lineup as last time. Razor's actually pretty good against Scarth Mage as well. Going for the Faceless Void now is still pretty good, but Lions have quite a few tools to throw into that Chronosphere, so maybe it's a little bit too risky. If he gets shut down early on and up against these potential heroes, then he can very easily get shut down, then he will just be dead weight.
I mean, Razor was definitely a good pick, and I guess they might not be afraid of the Faceless Void at all. Of course, the hero did receive multiple nerfs. Still pretty strong though, the ultimate, I mean, especially with the Aghanim Scepter 60-second cooldown. But if not for that, they still have quite a lot of heroes to just still go for. Offlaners available, might be a Centaur, might still be a Nature Prophet. I really love to see Nature Prophets who just start TPing to fights like from the get-go, but Legion Commander might just be as fine. Duel to just make sure that somebody will be kept in place, Mystic Flare to follow, and should be easy wins.
Yeah, when you have a Scarth Mage Legion Commander, you could count on a little bit of dual damage early on. And, well, dueling up against an Earthshaker or maybe a Razor right before he's really tanky can be a nice opening for HeHe. It's definitely a lot more aggressively slanted, and if Legion Commander is going to be their one position hero, then I like where HeHe are
10
going. But
seconds
Lions, seeing
remaining.
this Legion Commander now, they can play around it. If they really want to, they could get
5
someone like a
seconds
Disruptor and have Glimpse
remaining.
completely screw over the Legion Commander. Don't really know if that's going to be the best plan for them, but they do have options
Reserve
for
time.
dealing with this Legion. Really, any sort of crowd control they could lend is going to be fantastic. So, uh, yeah, for Lions, even though it's going to be an aggressive lineup for HeHe, they should have a lot of time and hero picks in order to prepare themselves.
Razor actually isn't all that bad as well against Legion, just because Legion, if he goes in for the duel on Razor, the unstable current procs with it, and the first few right clicks will be slowed down thanks to that. I've seen it save Razor's life quite a lot in the past, but for Lions, I mean, secondary support most likely or hopefully for them will be a ranged one. A Witch Doctor wouldn't be all that bad, just some heal going. Paralyzing Cask is decent-ish as well there. Or if not, maybe go for something like a Vengeful, just to be able to swap out whoever gets dueled.
Yeah, Venge is pretty good against Legion Commander, pretty much no matter what. Even if you do give up the dual damage, you will get the Legion Commander with that minus damage for however long, and it'll be maybe relevant in the fights. Now, Dazzle is also another hero that's really good against Legion. Good luck beating someone in a duel when they literally cannot die. So, Lions are going to be, once again, picking up a very defensive lineup. No one should be surprised about this. The last carry for them, it will obviously, of course, depend on who he pick up right now, but honestly, I don't see a strong need for any specific kind of carry. Like, they could go for a little
10
more aggressive
seconds
carry in a Luna, or they could
remaining.
just play it super defensively and pick up a Medusa again. Ultimately, it's up
5
to Lions.
seconds remaining.
Oh, we will see. They have about only 30 seconds left to just go for
Reserve
anything
time.
now. Whether they want to run the Legion as a safe lane farmer or want to send it mid lane, maybe even off lane, you can really play that hero anywhere. Even in the jungle if you want to go a little bit greedy. But for HeHe, what could they even go for here? I've got no clue really. I'm drawing blanks.
10 seconds
Yeah, I have
Go
no idea.
Axeman against Dazzle. That's the only way you can go.
I agree. I'm all aboard the
5
Axe train.
seconds
Timbersaw.
remaining.
I mean, it's also a pretty good one against Shaker Tidehunter. It's pretty damn good. Lions don't really have that much disable, so Timbersaw is going to be running around and just doing Timbersaw things all the while. And when you're talking about burst damage, it's really good against Dazzle. He will struggle to heal up and keep his team
10
alive
seconds
when you're getting 100 to 0 in a matter of seconds. So it's definitely not
5
the most
seconds
expected pick for HeHe,
remaining.
their third melee hero, but I think the Timbersaw could do some serious work here.
Oh, he certainly could. And like we mentioned, Lions, they are a little bit light on just the lockdown side. So with that in mind, do you think he as the fifth one could go for a Weaver just for their safe lane maybe even? Maybe send the Weaver mid lane against Razor should be a decent enough matchup to be honest because you can kind of avoid the static link at the very least with the Sukuchi. Had the Legion farm up on the safe lane, Skyriff Mage Ogre just heavily roam around, something like that.
I was thinking more around the lines of Legion going towards the mid lane. Up against Razor, it's not going to be the best, but I mean, do they really want to have Legion protected by Scarith Mage Ogre? Maybe an aggressive tri-lane could work out, but Lion's now going to go with the Wraith King, so they are going to have a little bit more stunning action, which makes the Weaver a little bit less appealing. I don't really think they could go for a Nyx Assassin again, although it worked out last time. It might not be the worst decision for them. What do you think about this Wraith King pickup? I feel like it's kind of a cop-out from Lions.
I feel like that as well. I mean, it's a hero you don't see all that often these days, but especially in a core role, which it most likely will
10
be in.
seconds
Unless they're going for
remaining.
like Wraith King Tassel supports and Earthshaker core, that I would be on board with, but he a Zeus for their mid lane here.
I did not see that one coming. Again, Burst of the Timbersaw is pretty damn good. Not good at all versus Wraith King, in fact, pretty terrible, but this Zeus, yeah. As much as I love seeing the hero, I don't think this is the game for him. You pick up Zeus to punish teams that draft a lot of squishy heroes. You know, if the Lion side had a Scarith Mage, if they had a Weaver, then Zeus would be so much better, but right now, easily bursting someone down isn't really in the cards, so I could see the Zeus getting absolutely nothing done this game.
Well, the one thing that they may be just completely aiming at is just win every single duel between the Skyriff Mage and Zeus, and even Timbersaw Ogre for that matter. They should have plenty of damage to burst down that one hero, but
10 seconds
if the Dazzle is around, all the burst in the world will not matter. Yes, you might still be able to kill that hero, but you're not going to win the duel, so you're not going to get the extra damage out of it. So they're going to have to put just quite a lot of focus on the positioning and just the vision to know where the Dazzle is, where you can jump, when you can jump, and I think Dazzle might be the best target to go for even usually.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Dazzle can't grave himself when he's dueling or in the process of a duel, and you can very easily burst that hero down. Is going to be the softest hero for Lions for pretty much the entirety of the game. If they can get to the back lines and kill off the Dazzle that way, then by all means go for it. Otherwise, you're probably better off probably dueling the Shaker. It would be the safest bet. But we'll see as HEHE, they are currently, well, starting to head towards their lanes. We have Nihis playing the Timbersaw, looking to go towards the bottom lane with Anonymous on the Skywrath Mage. It's going to be a core Skywrath. I don't know. Chipson is going to be on the Ogre Magi with Bambo on the Legion Commander. That leaves Hawa on the Zeus. It is just going to be a position swap, I suppose.
Yeah, it sure looks like it at the moment because the Skywrath, at least with his items, I would expect him to support here. But for Lions, Blan will be playing the Earthshaker once again with Solan on the Dazzle, leaving Era on the Brave King, with Quicks heading towards the mid lane on the Razor, and the last one will be Jonathan Fan on the Tidehunter. And Sexy Momo on this Legion off lane. Not too sure. Oh, the Fisher block already comes out. He can tango his way through if he gets the right trees down, but he's not finding them at the moment. Era throws out the Brave Fire Blast, and easy first blood, and Brave King the one to draw it.
I love how that happened literally as soon as he said, I'm not too sure about this Legion Commander offlane. It's like, that should be pretty much what happens to the Legion Commander in this situation. She's not the best offlaner. She will be able to occasionally poke and get some CS with overwhelming odds. But even though like Shaker and Dazzle aren't the most aggressive of supports, they're more than enough for killing off a Legion Commander, especially if Blan is on point with his blocks as he has been in the last game. So this is going to be a very hard lane for HEHE.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, I don't know why they even meant to go for that, but Quicks in the mid lane, gonna get slowed down by the Ignite and the Concussive Shot. Hawa throws out the Arc Lightning and should be an easy kill. Static Link really doesn't help if you're up against 3 heroes, and Static Link level 1 doesn't steal all that much damage to begin with. So they tie up their kill score early on, 1-1.
Alright, nice little pickup for HEHE after that kind of botched first kill on Legion Commander. And well, the ganking power of Skywrath Mage, Ogre Magi, it is still something that you have to respect. Especially if the hero in lane, i.e. Zeus or Timbersaw, can put out a lot of damage on top of that Ancient Seal. Oh, Hawa getting hit with the Fissure, but he will be fine, never mind. So HEHE, again, a lot of this game is going to come down to their supports and how much action they can get early on. If they get like 2 or 3 kills, then they should be fine, but going for the Tidehunter like this, it's going to be really difficult. This is only level 1 Timbersaw we're talking about here. He's not going to be able to do jack to help out.
Yeah, if they try lane, I mean, Trialing Timbersaw, I'm not too sure how good it is overall. You need the levels, you need it fast level 6 because that's where the T-Row really comes online. More points into reactive armor as well. Without the levels, he just can't tank and go through everybody, just dive towers and whatnot. Or at least cannot do so safely. Mid lane, Zeus has some damage stolen, but should be fine. All that Hawa really wants is just to get his bottle, and maybe level 5 onwards, Lightning Bolt is going to be so great. Quicks we'll have a little bit to counter that with the Unstable Current, but Lightning Bolt definitely hurts way more than the Unstable Current does.
Oh, for sure. Lightning Bolt is like one of the highest nukes in the game, so, or, you know, basic nukes in the game, so it does do quite a bit of damage.
Has a Haste Rune. He's up against 2 heroes, might still go down. Fisher, of course, already on cooldown. He does make it out, but with the Haste Rune, he definitely underestimated the power of just Dazzle's Shadow Wave.
Yeah, probably not the best course of action for Bambo there. He can't get anything done elsewhere, to be fair, so going back to the base isn't really going to be hurting him that much, but this Legion Commander doesn't really have any backup plans. I guess he can go down to the bottom lane right now, but at a certain point, Era is going to be strong enough to manhandle the Legion Commander, force her out of lane just by himself, so I don't think this Legion is going to be a factor of this game. For sure, the dual damage isn't going to come up for a very long time unless something miraculous happens, but he's not even, you know, leveling up decently at all, whereas the Tidehunter, he's just hit level 3, and his lane situation, though not the best versus Timbersaw, is still a lot better than Bambo. Bambo needs to hide in the trees, and I think he's going to go for that.
It might work out as well. I mean, you definitely need the XP. If you can get the duel and start getting damage that way, you might be able to come back. And really, he's the only right-click carry for their team at the moment. Yes, they have a lot of magic burst, but Lions, if they just start getting BKBs, HEHE are going to be completely screwed. Legion Commander is going to have to be the physical damage for them. As Anonymous camping out Bland. Gonna get the slowdown. A few arcane bolts as well. Might even get the kill. The Fisher thrown out by Bland Earthshaker. He knows he has to escape. Will Scarf Mage give chase. Quicks comes in with the static link. Has the plasma field level 2 Bland. Gonna make the run away. Quicks does have boots. Anonymous. Oh, the plasma field misses. Healing salve is there as well. He's trying to juke. Runs straight into the Razor. But it's pretty healthy thanks to the plasma field not connecting. Concussive shot available if he wants to throw it out. No, he's not doing it. Plasma field, one more right click. Oh god, Quicks. Is he really not getting it?
How the hell did that happen? Scarlet Mage getting that far into the enemy base and he doesn't go down? I mean, boots on Scarlet Mage is pretty legit, but I think that should have been a kill.
I have to agree, and no chip sign. Gonna see a courier, not gonna do too much of course. Because Ogre not fast enough. Or he's pretty close to it. The stun onto Quicks as well. How? One more lightning bolt is waiting for it. He waited too long. What the hell is this ignite? Quicks not gonna burn down, gonna bottle up as well. One more right click from chip sign, not gonna be enough. What was that? How? Not throwing the lightning bolt out?
Oh, he's saving all his mana to go for Bland right now, but he doesn't have enough damage. He has another lightning bolt now, but he's not going to be in range for it. Level 3 bolt doing quite a bit of damage, but everyone from Lions, although they're banged up quite badly, they will, for the most part, everyone's going to get to walk out as Ogre Magi does take a fall. I mean, they do have a very aggressive lineup. That doesn't mean they should play super suicidally. Probably not the best course of action. They're going to try to go for Era right before he gets Reincarnation. It's a kill that is possible, but very difficult. Legion Commander can't really contribute that much, and they're just going to leave Era alone. This is a free farming Wraith King we're talking about. Not the most devastating late game carry, though he certainly can do a lot of damage. He's going to go for Hand of Midas, and this should be up in 6 minutes max.
Yeah, unless he just dies miraculously at the moment, which might happen with Anonymous and Chipshand coming to the bottom lane. Era doesn't have his level 6 quite yet. He's so damn close to the... Come on, go pick up the Hand of Midas. Might not be able to use it before his death though, Sexy Memo. He's being so aggressive as well in Era. He knows something's going on. TPs are coming already from the support. Solan he's around as is planned. Are they going to get the Fisher onto free? Oh yes they are. Era kindly turn it around. The stun onto Anonymous. Press the attack. Keeps him alive though. Purges him off the slope. Well, this once again another slow came straight after. Era is stun onto Chipside. Not the best target to go for. He's so damn tanky. Era still not level 6. Might go down if he's not careful. Fire Blast. Solan keep him alive man. No, Thunder God's Wrath, just the burst is too much. Bland gonna get slowed down as well, as is Solan from the Ignite. Sexy Memo suddenly level 5. Solan, well, Shallow Grave not gonna keep him alive. That was a disaster for Lions.
Man, all he needed was a little bit of air support. Zeus farming up in the mid lane for just a little while longer. That Thunder God's Wrath, if that wasn't available, then there was no way he would have gotten any of those kills. Because, I mean, I don't, first of all, think they would have turned around to try to get those kills if the enemies weren't that much lower, but they found themselves an opening and they collect 3 kills. But now Bambo can be quite a bit of trouble. He will press the attack and just run away. Ira has another Wraith Fire Blast. This might actually be a kill for the very persistent Wraith King. If he gets a crit, he needs a crit. Or Bambo could turn around in overwhelming odds and end up killing himself. He was fine if he just ran away, I think.
I think so as well. He could have or should have just kept on running. Era still pretty low on mana, so if he go for a rotation, they can get the kill on him without him getting the reincarnation. But Era even picks himself up a Quelling Blade, so he is ready to farm. Timbersaw gets his own Arcane Boots as well. Last hit-wise, he is neck and neck with Era as, oh, Jonathan fan. That Chakram does so much damage, and overall Tidehunter. I mean, Tidehunter usually is the lane bully, but since Timbersaw was supported by the HEHE supports to begin with, just the Whirling Death is so good against melee heroes, and Timbersaw overall a pretty good hero to just deal with the Tide.
Even though Timbersaw typically has very low armor because, well, he starts up at 0 base and then he gets 1 after a little bit of stat bonuses. He still gets hit very hard by the Anchor Smash, but again, it's the supports that give him a little bit more space, and Whirling Death, which does quite a bit of damage back. Chipson is going to put himself in a lot of trouble by turning around to Fire Blast Quicks. I think that actually just might kill him off. They're going to throw the Thunder God's Wrath, but Chipson's going to go down. What is it with people being so suicidal? Oh, in the meantime, bottom lane, they're going for...
I just learned something.
Era? They killed off Era, but he had level 6, so that was really dumb by HEHE.
But it wasn't dumb because 2L won even though the reincarnation was there. I did not know it happens like that.
Okay, never mind. Totally worth it then. Or, I mean, not totally worth it, but a little bit better for them. I mean, I guess he technically dies and then comes back, and now they're going to try to go for Quicks over towards mid. They shouldn't be able to get this kill. Another bolt that won't do it. But, yeah, I guess trading your duel for a reincarnation is actually pretty good for the Legion, so that's fine, I guess. That's
At
fine.
least this early on, it's fine just because it's a 260-second cooldown. If it would be a 60-second cooldown, it would be like so-so. Although, if you don't die yourself, it's still probably worth it because Legion Commander is all about building up the dual damage. And legit, I did not think it would work like that. Of course, I mean, Wraith King would be pretty damn good against Legion otherwise, but still, it feels like an easy way to gain damage because Wraith King, he usually builds or just plays kind of suicidal with his first life. Now, though, he has to be a little bit wary of even losing that.
Man, we're learning all sorts of things today. First the Ancient Apparition Sunder mechanics, now the dual reincarnation mechanics. This is great. This is a day of learning.
That's what's so fun about Dota as well. You can always learn. There's just... I don't think any single person just knows everything about Dota. It just cannot be done. There are so many mechanics that work. I don't know how Era gonna get slowed down again. No ultimate anymore. 60 Mambo. Can he get the duel off? Overwhelming odds. Press the attack as well. The duel comes out. But Era gonna be kept alive. The Fisher is there as well. Solan maybe was a little bit too early on it. There, my duel ends. Era gonna stay alive. The Fisher, though, just completely blocked off his attempt to go for Era's life.
Yeah, Bland is still on point with his Earthshaker. Last game of Shaker play was pretty damn good. You know, a couple of crazy plays, but he was very solid on with those fissures, and it was certainly reaping them quite a few benefits. I would like to see HEHE try to go for, first of all, Zeus not dying. What? Did Zeus die to creeps? Because Razor's nowhere close to him.
Maybe Razor, or maybe he like single targeted Razor with something and killed him with unstable current.
At that rate? No, it had to be creeps. Because I saw Zeus get hit with a plasma field, and then he got out with like 50-ish HP or something like that. And then I was like, okay, well I'm gonna look at top lane and see what the Timbersaw is doing. And then Zeus dies.
So Soul Ring only brings you down to 1 HP, right?
Yes, Soul Ring is not lethal.
But
So I
he
guess
he used it just
Soul
before
Ring.
his death, and probably then a creep killed him after.
Oh god.
I mean, the Soul Ring is on cooldown for 29 seconds, so he
Yeah.
must have just used it. Oh god, man.
Soul Ring Sudoku. It's a
No.
thing.
It's Sudoku is a game, I think, and Seppuku is...
No, it's Sudoku, trust me.
Oh no, I man, trust me, it's Harakiri
Oh, no,
or
it's-
Seppuku, man.
Oh,
yeah.
man. You have to watch more streams. You clearly do. Especially Hearthstone streams. That's when the Sudoku really comes through.
I only watch the competitive ones, like the tournaments of Hearthstone, so...
Oh, well, there you go. We figured it all out then.
But he 6-4, they are a little bit behind in kills. Legion Commander though, I think he has accomplished way more than we expected him to. Yes, he's died 3 times, but he's still level 7. Doesn't have too little farm, I mean, he has more than the Tidehunter at the very least. Has 10 points of stolen damage already, not too bad. The top lane, Nihis, holy crap, just no chance.
Yeah, Ravage and Tidehunter did most of that work just by himself. Timbersaw thought that the Tidehunter was just going for a little bit of harassment, uses Timber Chain just to return some damage, and that ultimately didn't work. Here on the bottom lane is going to be dueled up. Bambo, this is pretty risky. Who's going to win? It's going to be Bambo to the boy at 60 HP, winner. 26 victories total. I guess it counts them now or something like that, but 20 damage in the Legion, and that's actually quite a bit for 10 minutes into the game. It's not uncommon that we see Legion commanders having 0 extra damage at this stage, so Bambo is certainly making this lane work out for him.
Yeah, not only that, Era's Midas was also off cooldown at the same time. So getting a kill on the enemy core, who was the highest farmer in the game before this death, just absolutely crucial for them. Nihis wants to go for Jonathan Fan. Chakram just barely connects. Oh god, the Timber Chain through. He needs only one more Timber Chain, I think, or he's not gonna get it. It wasn't enough either. Jonathan Fan with the magic one stays alive. Oh, just as I say that, Thunder God's Wrath, man, you cannot escape that. Chipsander gonna get stunned up in the bottom lane as well. They're gonna get the Fisher block from Bland. Press the attack, keeps him alive, but body blocked by Sexy Membo himself, who came to rescue. Another duel! Are you kidding me, Sexy Membo? Is he gonna steal more damage? Yes, he is. His aggressive plays have worked out so well for them.
Wow, Bambo getting almost consecutive duels and keeping Chipsen alive in the process, while at the same time killing off the Wraith King for real. All of a sudden, that first usage of reincarnation with the first duel just snowballed into so many more deaths for the Wraith King and so many more 1 duels and kills for Sexy Bambo. Now 1600 gold. If he goes for a Blink Dagger, that'll be fantastic, but honestly, he'd go for pretty much whatever he wants with this much money. He's going to know the fact that Dazzle's behind this tower, and Well, they still don't have Nihis up on top. The Timbersaw is going to chill, but they could, I guess, dive this if they really want to. This Timbersaw, I'm pretty sure I've seen Nihis play Timbersaw before, and it was very suicidal, and it didn't get anything done. He's been on this top lane for pretty much the entire game, and this isn't really how you want to play Timbersaw. You want to be moving around and going to other lanes and offering your burst damage. He's not even putting that much damage into the tower, so this could be a big mistake for HEHE moving forward.
Especially since they have a Skyref mage as well. I mean, Timbersaw and Skyref, they would wreck literally every hero apart that Lajons have so far. But they're just not using their combination, and it's definitely going to come back to bite them. I mean, at least Legion Commander is doing rather well. So he might have just the space to go for the free farm top lane as planned. He is in the mid lane to help out, gets the Fisher. Thundergod's Wrath already used for virtually nothing. I mean, Hava just jumped the gun there.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he's not going to have that. It's not a cooldown with that long. It's not a ultimate that long cooldown, although when you play Zeus, it feels like it's like 20 years. He'll have that one up soon enough, and it's unfortunately going to be a botched opportunity for HEHE, but that's not to mean that they're going to stop. They're going to rotate back down to the bottom lane. Killing off the Wraith King now with the Dazzle behind him is near impossible. So unfortunately, it's not going to happen, but still Bambo is very close to his blink. At the same time, top lane, Ravage onto Nihis. Fissure to follow up, and this Timbersaw isn't going anywhere anytime soon. He's going to drop for the third time. Yeah, 0-3-1. This Timbersaw has been having such a good time in lane, but he just is not going anywhere, and he's just constantly dying up on top.
And for HEHE overall, I mean, yes, they've been kind of harassing Era on the Brave King quite a lot, but Razor has been having almost just free time, free, 1 and free. Doing extremely good on Quicks, highest farmer in the game as well. And although Era has died 3 times, 2 of those has been in the last like 3-4 minutes. With the Hand of Midas, at least he can still keep up in farm somewhat. And whereas, yes, Hava on the Zeus, quite scary with the magic burst that he can offer. But it's only a Zeus after all, and once you close the distance with him, easy to kill him, and definitely falls off just once Lajons gets a little bit tankier, start getting BKBs. But Sexy Bambo now, with the blink, maybe he can just open their way for just winning or mid-game dominance, something like that.
Well, we'll see as they do start a fight in the top river area. Quicks is going to get hit with the Ignite, but he does put a lot more damage to both Chips in and Anonymous than he takes. Now here comes Era. Will jump forward. First stun onto Hawa. No right clicks afterwards though, because Zeus went invisible. Lightning damage on Era as he does provide Sexy Bambo another one duel. Quicks will take out the Skywrath Mage, but Bambo slowed down because of Reincarnation, looking for a little more damage. Quicks is going to get bolted down. There's your Lightning Razor. Ride that, and Hawa's going to take that dominating streak down. Once again, it's Sexy Bambo winning his 4th duel of the game. That's plus 40 damage. This early on in the game, plus 40 is absolutely insane, and it's going to be, for the most part, HEHE taking that fight very well. It's Skywrath Mage going down, but it's a Skywrath Mage going down. That's perfectly acceptable.
It most certainly is, and just a perfect time to show off the Blink Dagger for Sexy Bambo as well, and the perfect target to go for. He got it on the Dazzle, Thunder God's Wrath came out, it more or less just came off cooldown as well for Zeus. So excellent timing for the fight there. I mean, Lajons, they were the ones going aggressive to begin with. Well, semi-aggressive, I guess. And Era, with his Reincarnation on cooldown once again, 260 seconds. If you're going Hand of Midas Wraith King, you would expect to be at least level 11, 15-16 minutes into the game, to be honest.
Yeah, he's not getting that much leveling at all. EXP per minute, he is, wow, smack dab in the middle. He should be on top. Like, Wraith King in that position should be on the top anyway. With Hand of Midas, he should be just, like, no, levels above everyone else, but instead he's right in the middle, and well, Quicks is going to be walking into a potentially dangerous situation, although it's going to be HEHE to get surrounded. Chipson is going to get hit with a Wraith Fire Blast. Stun is being held by the Earthshaker for now. He's going to leave Quicks to it as they do Ravage forward first Solon. The duel is going to time out, and Bambo, I think he's going to go down here, jump forward. There's a stun, and Bambo is going to die because of it. Thunder God's Wrath is going to kill off the Dazzle in the end, but it's still 2 for 1 in favor of Lajons, looking to make it 3. Jonas the Fan chasing forward with the Gush Anchor Smash up to Hawa. Will not kill him up, but the Fissure certainly will. Bland and Jonas the Fan both very weak, but both very, very much so alive. They walk back, and they will survive.
Well, how many levels did Brave King get? Oh, an entire one, almost level 11 all of a sudden. There we go. Just excellent fight from the HEHE. Maybe they felt a little bit too safe. And once again, where the hell is the Timbersaw? Why isn't he joining any of the fights?
HEHE does, they do have a Timbersaw, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I saw them pick one, and I'm pretty sure I've seen him occasionally in the game, but I'm not sure if they actually have him. This is the Timbersaw's prime, like 16-ish, 20 minutes into the game. that's when Timbersaw is the most deadly hero on the map if he's had a decent laning stage. And his laning phase has been fantastic. He has 100 CS. He's farming so well, but it's a Timbersaw. It doesn't matter if you're farming well if you're not getting kills. He's going to go for a Bloodstone, which is a fantastic item on the hero, of course. So his itemization is correct. I would say his skill build is correct. His playstyle is just not doing anything for the team. Like, literally doing nothing for the team.
If he had been in that fight, it would have been so different. First of all, they would have had so much more to try to burst down the Dazzle. Of course, Lajons, I mean, Jonathan fan, he popped a solo Ravage just to make sure Sexy Bambo does not win the duel. And if he already has 40 points of damage, it might have been the right course of action as well. Dazzle did die in the end just to the Thunder God Draft, but that's completely acceptable. I mean, it's a support dying as long as you're not giving away any damage to the Legion Commander. They are looking for more though. Hawa has his ultimate once again, it's level 2 as well. They should be able to blow up really anybody they jump on. But Lajons, still Razor is farming way too well. If I was HEHE at least. Era still keeps up as well, or is ahead of the entirety of HEHE. So HEHE, man, their mid game, as strong as it may be, them breaking high ground, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, and their mid game is only strong on paper without... Oh, they're going to try to go for Tide, but he does blink out. No ultimates used there, so it's fine. They will actually jack quite a large stack of Ancients. Tidehunter doing most of the heavy lifting, and Bambo is going to collect. So nice little pickup there for HEHE. They're pretty much fighting 4v5, and, well, blink forward from the Tidehunter. He goes back in, but luckily for him, HEHE already gone. That could have been really bad for the Tidehunter, even though he does have Ravage. HEHE, I don't really know what their game plan is right now. I mean, they would like to just continue on with the aggression with the Legion Commander, but you can't really be aggressive when Nihis is in a situation like this. Stunned up by one, now Fissure, and dead. Timbersaw, stop feeding. Honestly, just stop.
It's such a bad game for him, really. I feel a little bit sad for him, but with how passive he's been playing. Oh, they're gonna go on Quicks. Blink duel comes out. They need the burst damage. Lightning Bolt is there. Mystic Flare as well. Still, they don't win the duel. Shallow Grave keeps him alive with the Shadow Wave as well. He runs into the Arcane Bolt. Smartly done. 6 MMO stunned up, taken out by the Blink era. Oh, Ravage. They're gonna catch Skyrav. Solo Ravage, but it's fine because Hawa gets blocked as well. Or will he? Never mind. Plan, he's on the run. Lightning Bolt, not gonna catch him. Era blink in, stun onto Hawa. Gets the immediate crit as well. Shadow Wave helps out a little bit. And Tide, he wants more chip sign. Gonna get slowed. Era. Blink in 3. Never mind. Not gonna go for it. But they will get the tier 1. 4 heroes down. Well, 3 for this little skirmish. Timbersaw previously. Just excellent save, first of all, from Dazzle. And in Quicks, not the easiest target to go for. Aghanim Scepter, 1.6k HP.
No, this Razor is really big at this stage. Has completely omitted the mech from his build and is getting paid off because he has a 20-minute Aghanim. So now that means the pushing for Lions, which otherwise would have been fairly weak, is now pretty devastating. Like, they could easily take this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Even if Bambo decides to jump in and duel Quicks, that's not going to pan out well for him with the Eye of the Storm working. So this should be an easy tower for Lions to take, and with the level 2 ultimate Eye of the Storm, 70-second cooldown, they could probably go for a little bit more following. So HEHE, their hand is forced right now. Fortunately for them, they don't have to worry about a Ravage, but still, an early Aghanim Scepter on Razor is just so devastating, especially when a team doesn't have much push to begin with.
Oh, it's a miracle, man. Timbersaw, he's smoked up together with Ogre. He wants to join the fights. I mean, he gets the Bloodstone, so it would only make sense for you to try to fight. Just because, well, you need the extra, or you want the extra Bloodstone charges. But still, it's 21 minutes in, and this is literally the first time he's joining anything.
And will he actually get anything done? That's the big question, because it's possible that he's just going to smoke up and then realize there's nothing to do here and then leave the lane. So, Nihis, just stick with your team for the next, 20 minutes. That'll be great. They're going to try to go for a tower down on bottom. Their pushing power isn't that great either. If he had a Razor with Aghanims, they would be very happy about the situation, but unfortunately they don't. Quicks is going to be over on the mid lane, taking that tower in exchange. Maybe we're going to see a tier 1 for a tier 2 trade here, although he could probably defend if the situation calls for it. Yeah, Lions, they're kind of just passively floating around right now. Ira is on the high ground looking for a blink in, so they're going to try to use Quicks as bait right now. Let's see if HEHE bites. So far, they're not. And because no one's TPing right now, I don't think they're going to bite at all.
Well, they may, but Tidehunter is getting closer as well. 6 seconds for his Ravage, so if he comes to defend now a little bit too late, they might just pay the price. Of course, Quicks. His ultimate is going to wear off at some point as well. They're definitely way too slow. Don't they have TPs, or do they want to come from behind? Ogre doesn't have a TP. Zeus does, Skyrav does as well, but they just choose to I guess just solo push from Quicks isn't that strong yet. No level 3 ultimate and the tower will stand. But I think it's perfectly fine for them, for Lions that is, to allow HEHE to get that one tower down. And oh, they're gonna get chip signer, multicast onto Quicks first. Lightning pulse to follow, he's taking a lot of damage. Stays healthy the duel though, they need to keep him alive. Where's the dazzle? He comes out, Blink Ravage as well from Jonathan Fan. They get the kill onto Sexy Man when he's stunned up as well. Can he timber chain away? So far, yes. Era gonna get multicast, but still has his ultimate. He doesn't care at all. Another multicast with the ignite. Fisher catches at least 2. Slow down as well. Nihis. Oh, no break fire blast in time. So he might be safe. Anonymous though, not as much. So in the end, a 2-for-1. Havok gonna get stunned as well. No. Oh man, why Zeus? Why did you come back in? They want to go for the kills. They might succeed. Never mind. Solan once again keeps his heroes alive. Just beautiful plays by the Dazzle all around.
Man, are you seeing how much damage this Timbersaw is doing? He's doing so much, and he's going to go for more Solan. Get it with the Fire Blast, Timber Chain through. It turns out, when you're fighting as a full 5-man team, you actually do a lot better. Now, suddenly, Timbersaw has 12 Bloodstone charges. His score is up from whatever, 0-4, whatever, to 1-4-3 now. Still not good, but hell, he did so much damage in that fight. If only he was there before, and it is going to be a fight that he kind of salvaged a little bit better towards the end, although Lions certainly taking a pretty nice one. Even though their Razor got initiated upon, probably the worst way to start a fight.
Yeah, it definitely was. Blink Ravage, of course, was pretty nice from Jonathan Fan. But Nihi's now up to 12 Blaststone charges. Has a point booster, so about 2,000 gold away from the Dagon Scepter. And in that fight, both Timbersaw as well as Zeus did like 3.5k plus damage. Whereas Lions, the highest on their side was 1.9k. Of course, they're gonna have to pull out that much more damage just because. Oh, Plan gonna get to World Sexy Memo. Will have enough Mystic Flare. Yes, he's a winner finally once again. It took quite a long time for him to just get from 4 to 5 victories, but he finally got it.
Yeah, and then once you get that 5th, it's a lot easier to get the 6th and so on and so forth, especially since his Blade Mail is going to be coming up very, very shortly. And is that it flying out to him right now? It is. So Blade Mail soon enough for the Legion Commander, rather. And, well, that's going to mean the duels are going to be a lot more easier for him. Lions are still in a position where I think they could be fine just continuously going with this pressure. Although now seeing the Timbersaw, maybe they're going to back off and play the Hand of Midas game. They already have it on the Wraith King. It's been working for like 20 minutes now, so might as well sit back and get a little more farm. With the Maelstrom, he's only going to get a lot more powerful from here on out. And as long as you don't bleed heroes to the Legion Commander, then right now, if Lions just sit back and farm, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea for them.
It most certainly will. At least BKB is being worked on for Razor. Definitely a must-have item in this game. They don't have anybody to go for a pipe either, or at least nobody's going for it at the moment. But Zeus, oh god, he picked up a Veil of Discord now. The magic damage is going to be absolutely ridiculous to be honest coming out from them. Era though, will have his ultimate back up in 2 seconds time. Not yet level 16 still, unfortunately for him. TP is coming back. Sexy Mambo, who is he gonna jump on? The stun, they're gonna jump on him instead. The multicast, not gonna help at all from Chip's hand. Easy kill onto Sexy Bambo. Blink Ravage completely whiffs, only catches Nihis, but they won't have enough to bring down the Timbersaw anyway. So, tight, questionable place by him. And Sexy Bambo, I guess he couldn't help that much. But that Blink Ravage just completely whiffed all of their chances to get the tier 2.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but he's been on point with the Ravages thus far, so, you know, you're allowed one shitty Ravage, and I guess that was his one, so it's still a kill on the Legion Commander, a quick in and out from Lions, and they get a little bit more free space to farm. They'll need to farm for another 2 minutes, as Ravage will not be up until then, so it's really unfortunate that they botched the Ravage that badly. If they had it, it would have been tier 2 and probably a team fight that they could have won, so they might have been one step closer to ending this game, but instead, we're going to go right back to the farming, and still, for Lions, it's a good way to go. Obviously, they would rather use the Ravage well, because that makes sense, but even if they don't, the BKB is going to be farmed up by the Razor. We got more items coming up from the Wraith King, maybe a Hyperstone for him. And for HEHE, they have not much of anything, or at least not much of anything that's going to scale very well. Veil of Discord is great. Eventually, the Aghanims on Timbersaw is great, but I don't think that's going to come up just yet. Aghanim Scepter is actually pretty close.
So, with the Dagon Scepter, he's going to be able to blow up heroes even faster if he actually gets to connect on them. I mean, double Chakram, which is level 3 now as well. He is level 16 somehow, even though he hasn't been joining all those fights at all. Razor is level 15, gonna hit 16 soon enough. To be fair, Brave King only half a level away as well. And look at Solan, he's just standing around, backing up Era. Of course, his positioning was a little bit more revealing than that of the Brave King at that point, but his sole purpose is just to keep the heroes who get dueled alive.
Yeah, and that's why they picked up the hero, for that shallow grave. Obviously, getting a little bit more physical resist from Weave is, on paper, very nice, but He's physical damage is pretty much non-existent. It's only in the hands of Legion Commander, who is, to be fair, hitting pretty hard. She's the only one who's hitting very hard through physical, so this Dazzle is 100% anti-Legion Commander tech, and I would say so far it's working okay. Whenever Solon is there, it's denying Legion Commander the duels, but he can't be everywhere at the same time. If you're split pushing or split farming, then you're going to end up losing a hero time and time again. So it's going to be Era to teleport down to the bottom lane. I think that actually could have been set up for Bambo with Chipson right behind him, but he's going to decide to let the Wraith King TP in, and they're going to let him go, actually. I think they could have killed him off, or at least popped the
I think they're
Reincarnation,
baiting him farther away from the tower just to make sure that the backup isn't there, but by now Solen, he's already hanging about as well. Shallow Grave maxed out, has some pretty great range on it. Era, decently tanky as well, but they want to go in, press the attack, the duel is there, they need a little bit more, and they will have it. Solen couldn't get close enough, it was just way too fast, but of course Era came back with his second life. Nihis has the Aghanim Scepter finished, double Chakram not connecting on anybody, but the Fisher misses him as well, so he's gonna escape, but all that matters for HEHE is that the dual damage was there.
Yeah, that was the objective. Pop the Reincarnation, put it on cooldown, which may or may not be relevant. Maybe Lions aren't going to be willing to push for the next 2 minutes, but mostly just another stack of damage for that Legion Commander. And well, it took her, the Zeus, and the Ogre in order to make that happen. That's perfectly fine though, because in the end it did happen, and Legion Commander with more and more damage is going to be a growing threat for Lions, and that's the real reason, or the only reason really, why they shouldn't feel completely comfortable sitting back and farming. Even though they will be getting a lot fatter, a lot faster than HEHE, it's still going to be this Legion Commander with the infinite scaling, with the plus damage, and then of course her items that's going to be helping her out as well. So if they let Legion Commander get one too many kills, then suddenly she's a one-man army, and Lions will struggle to deal with her.
He is going for a BKB as well, which will definitely help out there. Just no stuns, no nothing. He has died, of course, quite a couple of times as well, due to being a little bit over-aggressive, or maybe his supports not being just on the same page as he was. Zeus, does he have anything coming out for him? Doesn't look like it. Overall item progression, it's rather slow for HEHE. Thank God that the Legion Commander just gets so much damage from the duel victories. Otherwise, they would be just extremely lacking. Yes, they have a lot of magical damage, but Lions, they can still go for BKBs, although it doesn't look like anybody except for Razor is going for one. Tide just straight off Refresher Orb makes sense. But do you think Era, should he invest into a BKB as well on the Wraith King, or is it just fine?
I think you could feel okay with just relying on your Reincarnation first. Maybe an Assault Cuirass or a health item to buff most of that magic damage is going to be preferable, but BKB up against the amount of magic damage that he have isn't going to be a bad item by any means. Is there a better item? I'm not sure. So, BKB is, as always, a decent item. It's not a complete necessity, though.
He might even just get slightly kited without it. Of course, Blink there will help out in that regard. So going for Blink and then BKB just to not get kited might be a little bit too much with for gold. But I don't know. Era, he's number one in net worth at least. The Hand of Midas finally paying off. Quicks held that position for quite some time, but I guess the farm priority has switched over. And Lions, although they are ahead in gold about 3k net worth, XP about 6,000 in there, they are confined to their own side of the map, whereas they are the ones constantly just looking for something.
And with Legion Commander dual, double damage, and Bloodlust, if they find anyone, I'm pretty sure Legion Commander can quickly put a stop to them, but let's see if they do. She's going to spot out both Dazzle and Shaker. That's a hard one. Going to jump in for Soul, and Fissure is nowhere close to being accurate. That's an easy kill for Legion Commander, but now she's being chased down by pretty much the entire Lion side. Will get gushed, has still Blade Mail to pop, and she's going to try to hide in the trees. Blink out. TP. Blind Fisher, blind something. No, there's nothing, and she lives. That was very aggressive from the Legion Commander, but she gets away.
Had the first Fisher connected, it would have been a kill as well. Era would have gotten close enough in time, probably. So that was a minor mistake coming up from Lions there. Blan, more or less his first mistake as well on Geoshaker, almost. So, a little bit unfortunate. And suddenly 82 points of damage stolen. Legion Commander is hitting for exactly 130 damage. Or 230.
That's a terrifying amount of damage, and she hasn't really gone for any damage items. Her entire build has been, go for items that help you win these duels, and obviously it's been working because she has been winning the duels. So Sexy Bambo eventually is going to want to go for a little bit more heavy-hitting items. Looks like for the Legion it's going to be a BKB for now, so protecting against the Ravage, Wraith Fire Blast, Fissure, a little bit more of a necessity for Bambo. If you BKB, jump in, there's not really much the enemy team can do about that, especially if you jump in on the Dazzle. So Bambo's build is pretty much spot on, I would say, and he's getting more and more damage while the rest of his team is more or less holding the fort. Can Legion Commander, though, just solo the enemy team? Because HEHE, the rest of their heroes are falling off as time progresses, and they're going to rely more and more on this Legion Commander.
Well, I think they still have at least another good like 15 minutes in them, just because the BKBs are not coming out from Lajons, nor is a pipe or anything like that. Of course, Zeus, he just went for a blink for himself, so it's not like he's boosting up the magic damage that much. But since there's no BKBs inside, I mean, Timbersaw, he can still do a terrifying amount. He's pretty damn tanky himself as well. Double Chakram comes through, suddenly there's no push almost anymore. Tier 1 you can easily go for because there's no back door anyway. But they are ready for a fight, they are TPing heroes in already. Sexy Bambo gets a tier 2 tower in the meantime. I mean, they're taking just worthy trades at the moment.
And they're going to get their Timbersaw jumped by Era. Let's see if the damage is enough to kill this hero off. He will Force Staff down to the low ground and then Force Staff away again. It's going to be Hawa to get left behind, actually. Doesn't have a Force Staff. He used it previously to try to help his ally. Ravage now into everyone. Quick's still alive. 1 HP to the grave. Now Era's going to jump forward. Will kill off the Scarith Mage. Ignite. Might kill off Quicks. No, he's BKB. He'll be just fine. Chipsen is being brought down by Era and Jonathan both. And he is can he clean up the rest of these heroes? Chakram number 1. Going to kill off the Wraith King's Reincarnation, but Jonathan gets back up to the high ground. Here comes Nias to follow, but he's out of Chakrams. Going to throw one onto both Sol and Josephine, but he's quickly running out of mana. In fact, he's completely out. Bambo swoops in for a dual kill. Now overwhelming odds forward. He wants to try to get Solon, but he's instead getting stunned up by Era. Bambo, is he going to get this kill? One more hit is all he needs. Oh, Timber Chain, there it goes. It's going to be a 3 for 2 as Bambo does come in and clean house. And now, well, it's going to be Era, still going for a little bit more. Instantly depressed attack is there, but he's stunned by the Fissure. Plasma Field, going to bring him down. Echo Slam, completely wasted, but that's fine. Bambo on the run, has another Blink Dagger if he can get it off, but he can't. Wraith Fire Blast now with the dots and Razor's minus armor. I think this Legion Commander is going down, although here comes Anonymous. Will bail the Legion Commander out for just a little while longer. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. The Scarith Mage in the meantime is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Here comes Chipsen, wants to start a fight again. I don't really know if this is the right decision. Here comes Hawa with Thunder God's Wrath available. Won't even need it for the Earthshaker. He's going to take another one down. And Chipsen, he still wants in on this one. Ogre Magi has got to calm down just a little bit because the rest of the team is lagging a little bit further behind. Not too sure of the exact kill score on that one, but I think it's still Lions coming out ahead.
I think so as well. I mean, they definitely lost the 3 of their middle heroes. Plus Timbersaw died in the end as well. I think Sexy Memo was the only one to survive there. But Sexy Memo, why the hell did he not TP back immediately? He TP'd back after like most kills had happened already. So had he just come in immediately, get that one dual kill, eliminate one of the heroes there, it just would have been so damn different. I'm not too sure, maybe he was a bit too afraid. He got the tier 2 tower mid lane down as well. So it was something, but losing a fight, I'm not too sure if it's worth it.
So Legion Commander, I guess like no matter what, the duels are going to be fantastic for the team, but it was very, very expensive, and I mean, that initiation onto the Zeus was pretty much the worst case scenario. I don't know how I got there, actually. Maybe he was messed up his Force Staff or something like that, but yeah, having your Zeus drop first is less than ideal, and Era's going to give chase for Anonymous, not going to find him. Well, it's 35 minutes into game, 36 now, 26-19, and it should be Lions holding a slight lead, and they are, but I think they just have the hero lead, so assuming they don't have any disastrous fights moving forward, if they keep taking fights more or less like what we just saw, they should be fine to just stay the course and then eventually try to push again. We haven't really seen the Razor's ultimate be used for tower destruction in quite a long time, actually.
Yeah, and overall Razor, his item progression has slowed down as well. I mean, he has less farm than Timbersaw by now, and even Legion Commander slowly but surely is catching up, at least has more than the Tidehunter by now. Sexy Memo, he was struggling so damn hard, but of course, it's easier for him to farm as well the more damage he steals. He's hitting for 280 damage now already. Just needs a few more duel victories and he's going to breach the 300 cap. Jonathan Fan gonna have his Refresher Orb soonish, about 1.3k away from it. But Lions, they aren't getting too much farm. If you look at the graph as well, the gold is starting to even itself out. XP as well moving closer to that 0 mark. So it's 37 minutes in. Lions, they don't have a huge lead or anything.
Well, they're going to try to press what they have right now because they have a level 3 Ravage available. Echo Slam, only level 1 still, which is actually kind of surprising. I thought Plan would have it level 2 at least, but they're going to go for this tower push regardless, and I don't think HEHE should be fighting this one. Chakrams are very annoying. It'll clean up the creep wave, more or less, and now you have to rely on the heroes to tank, but this tower should still be dropping. Nias is going to continuously spam with these Chakrams, but he's pretty low on mana. They're going to teleport back where Bambo has been going ham. He's going to try to TP out of this situation, but it's not going to work. Solan's Shadow Wave mostly killing him off. Now they're going to go for Ira. He's going to lose his reincarnation. Do they have enough follow-up to kill him off for a second time? No multicast. His BKB is up now. Nias 4-staffed out. He's out of mana, but will it matter? Quicks also popping his BKB purely to escape. HEHE are trying to get anything they can get, but Quicks is not going to get his TP interrupted. No physical damage from these heroes, and that's going to be a clean single kill for Lions. They don't lose their top lane tower. The Legion Commander, kind of Bambo doing Bambo things. Well, maybe the fight is going to continue, actually, as Nihis going to throw a couple Chakrams. We'll get some with a Fissure and Wraithfire Blast, both. Multicast 2x onto Ira, though. Doesn't have Reincarnation, but he does have Dazzle backup. I don't think that's going to be enough for him to survive, though. Negative Earn Charge, and Ira should be dropping, and he does. He is charging forward first a little bit more. Solan's going to hit with Lightning Bolt, and Whirling Death will kill off the Dazzle now. Suddenly, the fight is getting a little bit better for HEHE as this fight continues to progress. Ira definitely jumping the gun without Reincarnation there.
It definitely did. He was expecting for HEHE or most of them probably to just back off and maybe catch a few stragglers there. But they turned around as a unit. Timbersaw got the BKB off as well, 10-second charge. I'm pretty sure Lions did not expect that to come out. Of course, Fissure was on the wrong side as well, so Era couldn't follow up with the right clicks immediately. Nice multicast as well from Ogre there. Who's gonna have his Aghanim Scepter in? Only 500 gold. So more magic damage for them. And just Lions, they gave away a little bit 60 Bambo now. They're gonna go for Roshan. Might take quite some time for them to actually get it down. And it's just slow as all hell, to be honest.
They're trying their best to kill off this Observer Ward on the high ground, but mischance and the inability to actually get up there is going to slow them down. But this is going to be pretty clear to Lions that the enemy team is in the Roshan pit. But because it's so slow, they actually might have enough time to just wait for the Wraith King and then try to crash this. The closest tier 2 tower they have is bottom lane tier 2. And I don't think it's going to be in time. It will be very close, though, if the rest of the team just goes right now. Wraith King is going to teleport in. Even if they don't crash the Aegis fight necessarily, they still have Nihis on half HP. Bambo not looking too healthy either. Lions are going to back off.
Just a little bit too slow. If Wraith King had respawned like 10 seconds earlier, could have been excellent. Of course, they had to wait for the refresher orb of the Tide as well, which just got delivered to him. So they're going to have a double Ravage. In the meantime, he's going to go for the last outer tower. And I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised that they are the ones to get all the outer towers before Lions. I mean, Lions haven't killed a single one yet. And that's going to be Armlet also finished on Sexy Bambo. So more tankiness for the Legion Commander, more damage output for himself. It's not like he needs all that much extra damage, but they're going for it. They're going for the tier 3, whereas Lions, they're going to have to force the glyph out. Go for the tier 2 themselves. They're going to get it, but Quicks, his ultimate is already on cooldown. And HEHE with the Aegis, they just going to go balls deep. Blando, nice Fissure block. Can they follow up on Legion with anything at all? He can't escape, but he has the Aegis, of course, so you don't want to commit too much onto that. First attack comes out at Sexy Bambo. He might just lose the Aegis too fast. Never mind, gets the back out.
Do they have any urns or anything like that to bring him back up? They will slowly start to regenerate the Legion Commander, but they're out of urn charges, so continuously going for this push. Probably not the best idea, especially with Hawa leaving. He does have a Thunder God's Wrath to help out, but they probably should just completely back off right now, even with the Aegis and the Legion. It's a nice little push and a nice little play from HEHE, kind of out of necessity, but unfortunately doesn't really get anything done. Like, tower damage is mostly irrelevant, so it will just be this game continuing on for just a little while longer. Bambo, though, finds probably the best rune for himself right now. It's an Invis, and he's going to be running into a Tide Hunter. I don't know if you could crack the Tide, but I don't know if there's any heroes that he sees that he could crack, but he is probably going to try because he's Bambo.
It might happen, and Quicks might be in a lot of trouble actually if he gets the BKB off, so no magic damage anymore. Physical still quite a lot, but Bambo, can he win it? Oh, just in the last second there. Armlet helping out as well. Blando, they want to go for the counter kill, but he still has the Aegis era. Will he even have enough? Jonathan Fan comes in to help. Aegis popped. Jonathan Fan has the double Ravage if it's really necessary. I don't think it is. Blink out by Bambo. Oh, nice blink. Era though should be able to give chase. Overruling odds, stops his own blink dagger, and he's so fast. 4-step out as well. They're just gonna settle for Sky of Mage instead. Unless Blink Ravage catches two Anonymous, he's gonna make the escape. Echo Slam as well. There's double Ravage. Chipsan, he's gonna go down as well here. Timber Soto comes in with the Shiva's card, double Chakram. Gonna blow up UFC Shaker. Jonathan fan might be next. Era got his BKB off. Hava finally joins the fight, gets the Thunder God's Wrath. Era drops low, as does everybody else. Solan, I don't think there's any escape from Nihis. Nihis should be able to chase him down. Era, he's gonna go for Era instead. Needs the Chakram to connect Era. He's gonna back off, although he had the reincarnation. And Hava, one more lightning bolt, that's all you need. Oh, misses it.
Wraith King had reincarnation anyway, and I think he could have potentially killed out the Wraith King once, but killing him twice was certainly not going to happen. That's double Ravage down. Buyback was used by the Razor, and HEHE, they only lose 2 heroes. Ultimately, it wasn't the worst fight for them, though losing Legion Commander certainly does sting. That was also the Aegis, so, you know, that happened. Timbersaw really showing how much power he could put out with those double Chakrams, but he came into the scene a little bit too late. If he was there, you know, 10 seconds earlier, then I think Lions would have lost so many more heroes. At the very least, they would have lost the Wraith King's reincarnation. Like that, for sure.
Yeah, the same with Zeus as well. He arrived so damn late, but to be honest, if you're HEHE at the moment, you more or less just won that fight 3 versus 5. You should be pretty happy with that. Of course, I guess Razor died there as well before. And Razor, the way things started for him, I would have expected the Razor to just completely take over the game. Just hasn't happened at all. He's almost a 0 factor in those fights. He's going for a Refresher Orb now, so gonna help out a little bit. But his BKB down to 7 seconds. Zeus, HWA, gonna have his Refresher Orb finished in only 170 gold. I mean, the supports, they will just almost die to double Thunderclash Wrath already.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty devastating, and they still have their BKBs up, kind of. 7 seconds on the Razor, should be 5, or no, it's actually 8 on the Wraith King. They have quite a bit of magic immunity, so if Hawa mistimes it, then suddenly the Zeus does no damage with his ultimate, but if he lands the Veil, then if he lands double ultimate, oh man, that could really hurt. Like, that could almost just, like, completely insta-kill Dazzle or Earthshaker.
So HEHE, despite what we thought, they're looking pretty good. Anonymous on the Sky of Mage, he's going for a BKB by the looks of it. I guess you definitely don't want to get ravaged. And
Yeah.
Lions, their supports just aren't getting anything at all. Earthshaker is going to have his 4-step soon enough. Dazzle, but just Brown Boots, 4-step, and Urn of Shadows. They're literally getting nothing accomplished, whereas Ogre Maicho has the Aghanim Scepter, that's all the items he really needs. They're just going to catch up. Legion Commander at some point, if this keeps on dragging out, might just be strong enough to, well, maybe not completely 1 versus 5, but what are the odds that he's going to even have to 1 versus 5? I mean, they're going to provide support anyway.
Yeah, especially the Timbersaw, who's able to provide so much cover. I think mainly the biggest problem for Lions is the fact that they could have had so much more by now if the Razor was actually using his Eye of the Storm a lot more effectively. Like, he got it, the Aghanims, what, 20 minutes into the game, I think he had it? And it's now 25 minutes later, and they just now take a tier 2. They took top lane a little while ago, but they were trying to go for bottom lane right when he got it, 20 minutes in, and they still haven't gotten it. So Razor Aghanims has been, for the most part, a non-factor. With the Refresher Orb, it's definitely going to help out a little bit, but still, I don't really know. It seems like a lot of wasted potential for Lions with this particular hero.
Well, the Refresher Orb, I think one of the biggest things about that will be double BKB for him. Just survive for a little bit longer in the team fights. And now, Era has a Basher as well, gonna help out a little bit. Even has Boots of Travels on himself. That's luxury, really. Maybe he should have just gone for more damage, because at the moment, I mean, he's not even hitting for 200. And look at the Legion Commander, 300 plus without the armlet being activated even. So Era, I mean, that's just one of the problems of Wraith King. He isn't all that strong, to be honest. I mean, he can be quite easily get kited around and whatnot as well. And they want to get the jump, but Jonathan fan, he's around. Will he go for the Blink Ravage? He's waiting for just the caution to Anonymous. He has the BKB, can he activate it on the Skyraf? He's not even gonna go for it.
I mean, I would have thought if you were going to get a BKB, you might as well use it in a situation like that to try to escape, but there is a lot of physical coming out of this Earthshaker, so maybe that's not the best course of action. Skywrath down, not going to be a huge trigger for Lions to go in, but they're still going to try to go for it. This tower is about half HP, so it should be a pretty easy pickup for them. Going for high ground, though, that's the real trouble, because HEHE are going to have a lot more of a stronger defense with these double chakras when you're funneled in due to the positioning of high ground. But there is a double ravage, so I don't know. Maybe they do feel comfortable enough going for that one, as they've so far been playing it pretty slow, but at a certain point, you have to go and win the game.
Yeah, they're actually falling behind in both gold and XP now as well. It's in HEHE's favor. About 4k in net worth, XP 2,500 or so. Era though, just Mjolnir activated, going ballsy. Fisher onto Nihis as well. Not on the right side though. Era gonna get stunned up, has the reincarnation. But they're losing too much life. And well, I guess tier 3 will go down. But they're gonna jump in Era. He's gonna go down as well. Duel onto Solan instead. Dazzle. Nothing for him to do. They're gonna lose the reincarnation as well. 60 move. Gonna escape. There's the Ravage finally. Only catches Havado Zeus. He has already blown every single spell that he had, Jonathan Fan. Activated the refresher orb, but it's not gonna be nearly enough. They're just TPing out. They used one Ravage, but still they lose 2 and only kill the Scarlet Mage again.
Going for just a simple straight push from Lions, probably not the best idea. They double refreshed on the Razor just to get the Eye of the Storms up, and yes, they were up, which is certainly very nice for them. They just didn't have any follow-up to that. Like, it was just he calling all the shots. The Ravage was absolutely terrible, and he had a second, but he got stuck in the trees thereafter, so double Ravage wasn't used, and HEHE make a defense at the cost of their tier 3. Not really a huge deal there. Era's going to try to charge forward for Nihis, unless he gets the most amazing of bashes. Oh, there's one amazing bash. I don't think he's going to get this kill, though. He does have Tidehunter support with the Gush, but no, double Chakram is a little bit too much to run through.
If he had the BKB of cooldown, he could have just ran through them without the slow or anything, maybe. But that bash was pretty amazing, I have to say. But look at Nihis, 18 Bloodstone charges, Shiva's card as well, another 2.2k in the bank. Does he have anything in the chicken? No, he doesn't. But he's still pretty damn farmed. I think he's number 1 in the game. Yes, he is, just barely across Era. But Legion Commander, he's number 3 by now, another 3k in the bank. Once he gets that Abyssal Blade, he's just going to shred literally everybody. I mean, he can man-fight Brave King already as well, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe if Mjolnir is on the static charge and he gets some lucky bashes, the Wraith King can win, but if that doesn't happen, then Legion Commander is going to plow through him so very easily. I mean, Armlet could even be sold later on. BKB can be replaced, so Legion Commander, though she has 6 slots of good items, she has a long way to go before she's completely topped out, whereas Wraith King, and he has the Abyssal to upgrade and the Blink Dagger to sell, but that's pretty much it. Yura is, for the most part, at his peak.
Well, the one positive for a Brave King is that he has built-in crit, as well as lifesteal as well. So that makes him a little bit stronger than just his damage number indicates. But still, this Legion Commander, he's hitting for almost 400 damage without the armlet being activated. Plus, if he picks up that Abyssal Blade as well, that's going to be an additional 60 damage to what he already has from the Basher. It's going to be way too ridiculous, but in the meantime, Brave King gets his own Abyssal Blade. Blink Dagger picked up on Solan as well on the Dazzle, just to make sure he can stay far enough back. Although, Thundergloss Wrath might render the Blink Dagger completely useless.
And that is a possibility. And Bambo is just going to try to solo Roshan. It's pretty difficult. I think now's about the time where Vlad's becomes much better for either side, but of course no team buys Vlad's because that item doesn't exist.
And
so
Skyref could have easily just gone for Vlad's instead of the BKB, to be honest. It's like, I don't know.
Teams don't believe in Vlad's. Like, it's just not a thing.
But they do get it down. Siximumbo trying to heal up as well. I know Team Tinker goes for Vlad's even on Brewmaster, but in any case, I guess some teams are certainly like, yeah, screw that item. Although at this stage, just getting any lifesteal on Legion Commander would just help him man mode that much more efficiently.
Yeah, the armor against a Razor or a Tidehunter or Wraith King seems pretty good to me, but seems pretty bad to other teams, I suppose. It's going to be a push attempt for Lions up towards top. They're not going to find anything. This game has been fairly slow. And I think I'm about ready for it to end because I'm getting tired of this farm fest. But still, Legion Commander, 132's damage stolen. Or, I guess, leached. Not really. What's the right word? Gained.
Yeah, I guess
she does have enough money for an Abyssal. So if you want to buy out for that, then you might as well go for it. You have an Aegis.
It's definitely the best time to go for it. Of course, the same applied to Era as well, but he has the Reincarnation, which has more or less the same effect. But if they can get Era down, get the Reincarnation and the kill, he won't have buyback. The only ones having buyback at the moment in the game are Razor Tidehunter for Lions, as well as the Zeus and the Legion Commander for HEHE. But they've smoked up. Well, apart from the Timbersaw at least. Maybe a little bit too obvious, to be honest, since they're nowhere on the map. having said that, Lions, they only have one ward on the map, and that's in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, probably going to stay up, but the gem on the Ogre Magi, if he does somehow stumble upon that ward, then it's very quickly going to be taken care of. So right now it's just going to be HEHE trying to apply some pressure here and there. Both sides are so terrified about losing a fight just because if you lose a fight, you could very easily lose a game thereafter. There is buyback on the Razor and Zeus, but no one else. So I'm actually really surprised that there's that much lack of a buyback. Bambo has an Aegis and he just bought out, and that's why he doesn't have one. But for everyone else, it's kind of an unexcusable offense not having buyback this late in the game. They're going to try to charge forward. Needs pops the BKB. Quicks does as well. Double now, Eye of the Storm. Sexy Bambo's going to try to duel up against Era. No, he changed his mind. Goes for Quicks. Can he bring down this Razor? Sexy Bambo's going to lose this duel. No, he doesn't actually. No, yes, he does. Quick wins the duel. 18 damage for the Razor. Reentime Ravage #1. Hit onto a couple, but everyone, he's still alive. Hawa's going to get initiated upon by Era. BKB. There's nothing you can do about this as a Zeus. He will be brought down. Now Scarith Mage with the Abyssal is going to be stunned and brought down following. He is going to look for a reinitiate. He does have a couple chakrams to throw out. Era is going to get multicasted within both of those chakrams. It's going to not be enough with the shallow grave. Era, can he really survive this one? Where's Bambo in the meantime? He's in the back end dying. Wraith King is going to survive for a little while longer. Chipson's going to try to pick a fight with Bland with a double multicast. He will get that kill. 2 are alive for HEHE, 2 are alive for Lions. No, actually, the Wraith King, he dies as well, just way far back. A random ignite, I suppose, but Razor's the only one to survive, and HEHE, they have 2 heroes alive. Can they go for anything here? I don't think they can.
So, in the end, they actually won that fight somehow. They lost the duel immediately. They brought Razor low enough, though, that he had to back off from the fight. He got the double ultimate off before. That's the only reason Sexy Bambo died there. But even though he didn't win the duel and Razor got some extra damage, Razor, he's not that big of a threat with just the right clicks anyway. Especially the 18 difference won't make just anything, I think, in the long run. But that fight, just the Timbersaw, he's almost unkillable at this point. He's just Timber chaining through the fights wherever he wants. And he's gonna have a sheepstick finish now after this fight as well. HEHE, he started off pretty damn slow, but he's been so impactful in the fights later on.
And he's officially 6 slotted. I don't think there's anything else you go for as Timbersaw at all. Do you maybe sell your BKB and get something else since it doesn't really provide you that much magic immune anymore? I don't know if that's the correct course of action, but with 20 Bloodstone charges, you're sure as hell not going to sell that item off, and everything else you just bought, so...
Sell BKB, Refresher, or for double Hex, double Shivas. I don't know. It's really hard for him to exchange anything. Maybe never mind, BKB is already down to 5 seconds. So in theory you can go maybe even just heart, pure survivability on top of that. Just imagine this Timbersaw also having a heart. How would he die?
I have no idea. Like, this guy is near unkillable, and even if you do kill him off, it's pretty much an instant respawn for him, so he'll be up by the time you actually want to make anything happen if you get him jumped, but it's going to be him 6 slotted, and that's going to be one of the many, I feel, as Legion Commander is still quite a ways away from that goal. She has 700 gold, and she's farming up pretty decently still, but 6 slots, not going to happen just yet, as Armlet and Blade Mail can be replaced later on, so it's still going to be a farming game. My god, it's just one of those days, I guess.
I'm just so hungry, it's unbelievable. This has been going on for so long.
The only thing I ate today is candy. It's healthy.
Absolutely healthy, man. The American lifestyle, eh?
It's right after Halloween, so have all this candy laying around. Oh, Bambo. And with the Solo Man Ravage, can they bring him down with the Fissure Chain Stun? Looks like Bambo will be dropping here. 95 seconds does have buyback, though, so using a Ravage for that, I don't even know if that's worth it.
Well, they have 2 of them, so it's fine. Although, him activating the Refresher Orb now, that's a little bit questionable. Had he just kept it, maybe the Ravage would have cooled off. It's lower cooldown than the Refresher Orb is, and they didn't gain anything from it. Bounty Rune picked up. Gets the blink out before Chip Sign reacts. He has a gem of, not a gem, a BKB of his own now, which one awesome fan that is. So they're finally getting the BKBs going. Still Refresher Orb activated. I don't know about that.
Well, you just gotta have a Ravage up, I suppose. He's gonna try to go for Chips Him, but that's not gonna happen. Okay, our Lion's going to go for a push now. They don't have any huge leaps of power. In fact, they're a lot weaker than they were previously, so going for a push now doesn't seem like the best of ideas. Like, why go for it now and not, 5 minutes ago when you had a Ravage, a double Ravage? Seems kind of pointless, but They're going to try to go for it anyway. Bottom lane being pushed slightly, but Quicks is going to put the double Eye of the Storm up. Will get multicasted, instantly drop down to below half HP with Shiva's Guard and the Chakram damage. Quicks is down. Buyback from Legion Commander will start dueling up against Jonas the Fan. Can he win this? Yes, he will. That's plus 150 from the Legion Commander. So they're going to charge forward, try to get Ira, but he has a Blink Dagger up soon. Nihis, can he chase forward enough? Will tag him with the Chakram. Will tag him with the second Chakram. No Blink Dagger available. Now the jump forward for Bambo. Ira has nowhere to go except in the grave. He will pop out straight away, though, into double Chakram, though. He has the BKB up, but he gets Abyssal. And now he's going to get bashed yet again with the additional attack speed. He'll throw the Abyssal onto Bambo. Shiva's Guard canceling the Blink. That's going to be Ira down for 98 seconds. Time there's no buyback. In the meantime, bottom lane, they took down melee Raxes. Who was down there?
It was the Zeus. The Zeus was split pushing. Nihis illusions of the Timbers over there as well, I guess. But I didn't expect Zeus to be able to split push this efficiently. But a huge creep wave, double siege creep as well at least. There are Rax ahead. Sexy Memo going to Whale on the mid lane, and there's no Ravages. Or actually, never mind, Titanhunter still has the Ravage. Didn't even get to use it last time around, but no buyback. 30 seconds on the sidelines. Brave King fights back. Blink, Echo Slam from Blunt. They need to get Sexy Memo. They need to do it fast. But the multicast from the Ogre. My god, Sexy Memo is still alive with his BKB limping away. He's healthy as a horseman, almost full HP for him. Era wants to go for something. Grateful Blast connects, but I don't think he can get the kill solo. Abyssal Blade, it's still on cooldown. Does get the patch though, no Timber Chain through. Era needs another stun. Never mind, Timber Chain away. He's gonna be just perfectly fine now. And in the back line, they're gonna get the kill onto Soul, and maybe HWA pops the ultimate. Quicks still healthy, but the multicast once again. Another multicast with the Mystic Flare. Quicks down without the buyback. Chipshine gonna lose his life to Era, but he already used the Abyssal Blade, so he doesn't have it for the important targets anymore. Anonymous, stunned up, gonna go down on the Skyref. No, the Hex onto Era. The Chakrams come through. How the hell? Never mind, he ticked down in the end anyway to the Poison Touch. But Razor doesn't have buyback. There are double Rex behind. Sexy Bambo on the run. Gets the Blink out as well. Or does he?
I think it's man fight time for Bambo. He's going to pop the BKB. Down to 5 seconds already, so he might as well use it to block a stun. Can he get the jukes off? He's not even going to try. He's just going to book it. And Jonas the Fan and Ira, they both guess wrong. And Bambo, I think, is home free. The Ghost slow, is that going to be relevant here? I don't think it is. Here comes Nihis with the wall of Chakram Blades. Can't get through that, and now suddenly it's going to be the Timbersaw who's in a little bit more trouble than the Legion, but he has double Chakram. He doesn't really care with the BKB popped of his own. He's going to get stunned up by Ira. One Chakram's hitting onto the Wraith King. Nihis taking quite a bit of damage, but he has his instant respawn, so again, he doesn't really care. He's doing quite a bit of damage, making Lions work for every single point of health, and he commits suicide. Instantly, he's back up. 0 downtime for the Timbersaw. And he just taken 2 sets of Rax's Lions. I thought it would look a lot better for them at this stage in the game, but the damage from double Chakram, it's pretty balanced.
Yeah, balance is the right word for it. And this late into the game, and everybody's PKBs are down to 5 seconds, and these days you can't really refresh them either. Razor, he does have, I think, never mind, doesn't have his AC finished quite yet. Needs a little bit more gold for it. Just the buybacks hurting them so damn bad. And their tier 4 is already taking damage. They can't leave their base almost at all anymore. Sexy Bambo, does he have anything coming out? No, he does not. He had to buy back as well. Oh, he's gonna find the duel onto Jonas Fan. It's gonna be a huge pick if he gets the kill as well. Thunderguard's Raft used just to make sure of it. Gem on the ground. No Tidehunter. No double Ravage. No nothing. He doesn't have buyback. Sexy Bambo, 168 points of damage stolen. Hitting for 500 plus with the armlet activated. This must be Rax and GG probably.
Well, Lions have one more chance to make a miracle happen. They have to go quickly because it only took Bambo like 7 hits to kill the Raxes. Now going to BKB for the second set. Quicks is going to start stealing damage with the BKB as well. They're going to stun up Bambo and drain a lot of her damage out, but still she's hitting for 400 damage plus. She's going to get some with the Wraith Fire Blast, but here comes the double Chakram from Nihis. No, it's not going to be in time. The Legion Commander goes down, but Quicks dies just as quickly. Now Ira is going to try to get a retaliation kill onto the Ogre Magi, but he's still pretty tanky. Solon is going to be randomly around, has to try to still help out Ira because he doesn't really have any chance if he doesn't, but Nihis is going to be causing havoc in the backlines. Ira just struggling to catch up to anyone, even with the Basher. There's so many Force Staffs and stuns that the Wraith King just can't get anything going. Dazzle's going to buy back, and Ira's going to try to make it out alive. He will fall, and he doesn't have a buyback. Echo Slam is going to kill off, no one actually. It didn't do enough damage for lethal, but only Shaker and only Dazzle are up. No one has buybacks. This has got to be a good game. Even Nihis taking a dip in the enemy fountain. Thunder God's Wrath and the Lightning Bolt to kill off the Shaker. Dive Solon? Dive Solon? No, they're not going to dive Solon. They're just going to end the game.
Well, this a good game it was indeed. HEHE. They just played way better than I expected it will go for them with the start that Lions had, but just the apparent weaknesses of Wraith King. You get kited around, especially against double chakram. I mean, he did quite a lot of damage, Wraith King that is, but if you can't stay on target, it doesn't mean anything.
So even with HEHE not having a Timbersaw for the first like 15 minutes of the game, they drag it on for an extremely late one. And as you said in game number 1, it's another 1-1. My God.
So surprising. Who would have guessed that it's going to be another draw? Well, there you have it. Just, it's life. Draws happen. 1 hour of a game, just farming fest kind of. But in the end, they win. Sexy Bambo paid off with the Legion Commander. And this was also the last game of the evening for us. So thank you so much for whoever tuned in. I do hope you enjoyed the cast, and if you did, be sure to follow us as well on this channel, as well as HeflaTV too, and also our social media, of course, Twitter and Facebook.com/HeflaTV, just to know when we're going live with what games and whatnot. For the casters personally, it's at Coucher for me everywhere, at Mike Loris for my co-caster, and Mike, any last words?
Not really. I think if you're gonna have a kind of suicidal player like Bambo on your team, you might as well give him a hero that has permanent bonuses for getting kills. Legion Commander seems like a good fit.
Yeah, well, at least this time around he didn't suicide, so he didn't lose the duels that much, but in any case, guys, this is gonna be it for the day. We'll be back tomorrow with something, probably don't know yet what, but in any case, just have a good one and enjoy whatever you're gonna do next.